What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NFL, DFS, and season-long video. This is a series we are bringing back. We did not have this the first 6 weeks, but we had it last year. We are going to give you our top 5 rankings at each position for Week 7. So if you want to see the whole list, and nothing but the list, the links are down below for each individual's. We got QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense. So we're going to give you the top 5 at each position. We're going to kind of go in a little bit about why we like them in that position. So this is for PPR purposes, but this is also for DFS purposes because you can use them to build out your lineups as well. So this is not going to be the video for the week. This is just supplementing all the other articles and videos we're going to put out. So we're still going to have all of that information. If you have never been to us before, welcome to the channel. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you've left a comment, and you are a YouTube subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA Plus, which is every single sport. So that'll get you up till next week. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance at a free monthly pass, which is a $30 a month pass at 100 likes. That'll give you a month of all the sports, the rest of the MLB for the season, the start of the NBA season. If this video gets at least 150 likes, a chance at a $200 free year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. So let's get into it right now. Let's see who we like, and I would love for you guys down below to let me know who you think is going to score the most amount of fantasy points. Let's just say DraftKings fantasy points. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a contest. So on top of that, just liking the video and leaving a comment, if you guys predict who scores the highest at each position and you get it correct with the same person, I'm going to give you one lucky person a lifetime pass if you get all positions correct. So tell me who you think is going to score the most at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense. And if you guys have the same person, just leave DraftKings fantasy points, your projected DraftKings fantasy points, as a tiebreaker. So we might not necessarily have that. So you guys have a chance to win a lifetime pass in these videos. Hopefully one of you is able to do it. I'll be very excited to learn if any of you end up doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at quarterback. And like I said, all of these articles are in the description of this video. So make sure you check out everything we have to offer. Click on the ads on these videos as well. Help out the YouTube algorithm for us, and let's get started. So starting at quarterback, as you can see in the video right now, Jaden Daniels. Really like what Jaden Daniels is bringing to the table. And as always, these videos are sponsored by Outlier.bet. If you have not checked out Outlier.bet, they are an amazing app and website for your sports betting super app. So get in there, check it out. And what we're going to do is there is a link down below. In the description of this video is a link to sign up. If you guys use that link and you sign up and you go through a 7-day free trial and you get into a monthly pass, the regular pass, we're going to give you a month free of FTA Plus. If you guys do the pro package, we're going to give you 3 months free, which is a $90 value. So make sure you check it out. We check out this website and we go into betting and everything like that in other videos. So make sure you check those out. So looking at quarterbacks here, we've got Jaden Daniels, number 1. And as you can see on the screen, we've got him going up against Carolina. He's got a 5 out of 5 bacon rating. So as you guys know, we love bacon here on the website. Projected 25 fantasy points on, that's PPR. But why do I like him so much? So we look into this matchup. And the matchup that he has going on is going up against Carolina Panthers. Now you can find all of this in our matchup tool, which is part of FTA Plus. We call it the Bacon Station. So what we're looking at is the Carolina Panthers are ranked 24th out of 32 against the opposing quarterback. They give up an average of 19.5 fantasy points on DraftKings, 19.3 fantasy points on FanDuel. He comes in here, he's the number 3 overall ranked quarterback on the year through first 6 weeks. Absolutely love Jaden Daniels here in this situation. Depending if he's going to dump off passes to a running back, if he's going to run it himself, if he's going to use the 5 wide receivers, all of the targets that he has, I absolutely love Jaden Daniels, number 1. Number 2, I've got Lamar Jackson. He actually has the second best matchup of all of this week, going up against Tampa Bay. I've got him 4 out of 5, but during the week, he might change into 5 out of 5. It'll just depend if they sign anyone or trade anybody, because apparently trading's happening. It's been going crazy the past couple of days. But Tampa Bay gives up, they rank 31st out of 32 against the opposing quarterback. They give up an average of 21.9 fantasy points per game to the opposing quarterback on DraftKings and 21.7 to the opposing quarterback on FanDuel. I love this matchup for him. I'm absolutely all in on this game. More so than I was last week in the disappointing Dak and Dallas versus Goff and Detroit. I don't know what was going on with Dallas. They stink. They stink. So I've got Lamar number 2. Number 3 is Baker Mayfield. You guys know I absolutely love Baker. We've talked about this in a betting video that I put out there. So if you have not checked it out, make sure you check it out. We are also posting on TikTok. So if you guys would go follow us on TikTok, it is a brand new platform for us. We have not posted on there previously up until about a week ago. So I want to try to build the following up there as well. So I've got Baker Mayfield, number 3. He actually has the 3rd best matchup of all quarterbacks this week in that same game against Baltimore. I fully expect Baltimore to be up huge in this game, and Baker's going to have to throw it. Baltimore ranked 30th out of 32 against the quarterback. 21.7 fantasy points on DraftKings, 21.4 fantasy points on FanDuel against opposing quarterbacks. I love this matchup for Baker. He is throwing the ball up there every single week. He's chucking it up there. He's getting yardage. He is getting the tutties as well. We want to take full advantage of Baker Mayfield in this game here. Number 4, I've got Josh Allen. Got a pretty good matchup here against Tennessee. We saw what he was doing. He's still running the ball in. He's still running, getting touchdowns there. He's got the targets to throw to. He has now traded, or they have traded for Amari Cooper, which I fully expect him to be up to par and in this game, ready to go this weekend. I've got Josh Allen, number 4. And if we look at the opposing defense in Tennessee, trying to find them on here. They are ranked, they're pretty good against the quarterback. It's 7th, and they give up an average of 15 fantasy points on DraftKings and 14.8 on FanDuel. But Josh Allen is Josh Allen. If he has James Cook back, we are good to go. If he has Ray Davis in there instead of James Cook, still good to go. They're dump-off passes. He's got targets to throw to. He's got 2 tight ends that can catch the ball as well. As the matchup, they're a little bit better against the quarterback, but he is a mobile quarterback, which I absolutely love. I want to take advantage of Josh Allen at number 4. And number 5, I've got Jordan Love going up against Houston. So we look at this situation. Projected a 3 bacon rating. This could change just depending on where we were at and when we're going to get there. But we are looking at Houston. They give up an average of 18.6 fantasy points on DraftKings, 18.4 on FanDuel, ranked 20th against the quarterback. Jordan Love comes in. He's ranked 18th overall quarterback on the year through the first 6 weeks, having missed a couple of weeks as well. He was hurt. So he's already played his way into the top 20, and he's only played 4 of the 6 weeks. I absolutely love this matchup for Jordan Love. Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and Jordan Love are our top 5. If you want to see the rest, they're down below. So moving on to running back. So I absolutely love the running back position. We know that it is a premium position, and we're going to take advantage of it. So looking at running backs to this week, we've got number 1, Saquon Barkley going up against his former team. I don't know if it's not a revenge game because he didn't get traded, but they didn't match whatever he wanted to get. He's going up in his former ballpark, stadium, whatever you want to call it. I've got him, number 1, going against the Giants. Now, we look at the New York Giants here. And overall, against the running backs, they rank 13th out of 32. They give it up an average of 20.8 fantasy points on DraftKings, 17.9 on FanDuel. You got Barkley, who is the number 3 overall running back through 6 weeks. Okay? So this is what I'm looking at. Number 1 for Saquon Barkley. Number 2, I've got Kyron Williams going up against Las Vegas. A 3 out of 3 out of 5 bacon rating here. But Las Vegas, they rank 28th out of 32. They give up 28.1 fantasy points on DraftKings, 25.1 on FanDuel. Obviously, DraftKings, you get a little bit more for PPR, so that's why I do like Kyren here. I love this matchup. Kyren is ranked the 4th overall running back through the first 6 weeks. So then we get to number 3, Derrick Henry. He is a stud. Derrick Henry is a stud. We know this. He's the number 2 running back on the season overall. He gets a matchup against Tampa Bay where if we think they're going to be up big, which we kind of do, I think Derrick Henry is involved in this game. I think he either takes off passes, he mows down people, he's a beast. Would not be surprised if he has a touchdown in this game. He already has 8 touchdowns on the year on the ground and 1 through the air. He's got 49 yards in the air while he has 700 yards on the ground. So he's not involved in the pass game as much. I still like him number 3. Number 4, we got Alvin Kamara. He is the number 1 running back through the first 6 weeks. Gets a matchup against Denver. Denver ranks 16th out of 32, so right in the middle. They give up an average of 22.8 fantasy points. Kamara, honestly, with Spencer Rattler, now we saw what he was able to do last week, but if he is in any sort of trouble, if Rattler is in any sort of trouble, dump-off passes are probably in store for Kamara. Now, we did have Kamara as a bad beat last week. We had a bet of him getting at least 25 receiving yards. He ended the game with 24. He dropped a pass that would have given us over 25. So we're not going to talk about that. We're into the next week. We're into week 7 already. Got Kamara, number 4. And then we got number 5, Bijan Robinson. Now, Bijan Robinson is apparently an actor in this season of Outer Banks, which I have not caught up yet. So if you guys have watched it, let me know. Is he good at acting? I'm very curious how he was, but I am going to watch it maybe sometime this week. But we are looking at Bijan here. Now, Kirk has a ton of targets to be able to throw to. But he's got a juicy matchup. Bijan ranks 7th overall as the running back. The Seahawks give up an average of 25.1 fantasy points per game on DraftKings, which are ranked 21 out of 32. I've got this matchup a 5 out of 5 bacon rating right now. Would absolutely love to know if you guys are agreeing with these or where you guys have these rankings. And let me know, because we have all the other rankings in the running back situation too. I think there's over 100. There's 113. So if you want to see it, check it out down below in the description of this video. So let's move to the wide receiver right now. Got Justin Jefferson, Jets. We've got Jetta here. Coming off the bye, a little bit rested, a little bit ready to go. He's got a great matchup against Detroit in a game that should be a shootout. Hopefully it's a shootout. So we've got Justin Jefferson, number 1. I've got him against Detroit, a 4 out of 5 bacon rating. Detroit gives up. They are ranked 29th out of 32 against the opposing wide receivers. They give up 45.4 fantasy points per game to the opposing wide receivers, which is Justin Jefferson. He's been an absolute beast all year, getting touchdowns. It seems like every time we put him in a parlay to get a touchdown, he has gone ahead and gotten us at minimum 1 touchdown. And when we've used him for DFS, it's been amazing. I absolutely love Justin Jefferson, number 1. Overall, he's ranked 8th as the wide receiver, but coming off the bye, so it's a little bit skewed. Now he should go back up in the ratings if he has a great week, which I think he will. So then we move to Jamar Chase, number 2 at Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is supposed to be good. Their offense is atrocious, so their defense is what has to keep them in this game. Cleveland ranks 21 out of 32. They give up an average of 36.7 fantasy points on DraftKings, an average of 31.2 fantasy points on FanDuel. Jamar Chase is the number 2 wide receiver of the year so far. He has 565 yards and 5 touchdowns as well. He is the clear number 1 option in this offense. I think he's involved in this game. Again, I would not be surprised if he gets 100-plus yards yet again. Number 3 is Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is the surprise one. Everyone's going to be on Mike Evans. I love Chris Godwin. We've talked about him every single week. Chris Godwin, is the number 1 wide receiver in all of fantasy football right now. He's got 511 yards. He's got 5 touchdowns. He's in a game where I think they're going to be playing from behind. I love Baker Mayfield. If I am making a stack, it's Baker and Godwin for me. You can put Sean Tucker in there. I came out of nowhere last week. I love Chris Godwin here. I love this matchup for him. He's got a 5 out of 5 matchup because Baltimore is ranked 30th out of 32. They give up an average of 45.5 fantasy points. If you want to pivot in a DVD, if you want to pivot in a DFS lineup and you want to go Baker, but you want to go with Tampa Bay as well, if you're going to go away from Chris, I think you got to go with Mike Evans as well. Would not be surprised if a Baker, Evans, and Godwin stack takes down some money for you this weekend. So I've got Godwin number 3. Number 4, I've got Malik Neighbors. Make sure he's playing, but I do like Malik Neighbors here. He's ranked 10th overall. Obviously, he's missed a couple of weeks with I think it's a concussion. He's missed a couple of weeks anyway. Still ranked 10th overall. Has 386 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game against a Philly defense that is kind of up there. Philly ranks 26th against the wide receiver. They give up an average of 37.9 fantasy points. If Malik Neighbors is in this game, he is that clear number 1 target for Daniel Jones, which makes a lot of sense. You should check out all of the red zone stats and the snap counts and everything. Malik Neighbors is up there in that list. I love him, number 4. And then on the flip side, same game, number 5, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown obviously missed a few weeks, and Jalen Hurts has not looked himself this year. Whether or not, if this is who he truly is, I don't know. New York Giants rank 13th, so they're pretty good in the secondary against wide receivers. Still give up an average of 32.7 fantasy points on DraftKings and 26.4 on FanDuel. So there is quite a bit of difference on the sites. But we look at this. I've got A.J. Brown here. He is actually the 61st ranked wide receiver, but that is because he's missed a couple of weeks. So if you want to see the rest, we do have all the way down to 149. Check out the link down below. Let's move to the tight end position here. Looking at this, George Kittle, absolutely love George Kittle. George Kittle comes into this game. He's averaging 57 yards and a touchdown every week that he's played. He's played 5 games. He's got 5 touchdowns. He is the clear-cut number 1 tight end, and he's number 1 overall so far through 6 weeks of football. So I've got him number 1 in against Kansas City. I love this matchup for him. It is a 5 out of 5 bacon rating for George Kittle. Number 2 is Travis Kelce. Obviously, we know he started off very, very slow. He started to pick it up. He is currently the 13th ranked tight end of the year, but I love him number 2 here. It's in San Francisco. It's the Super Bowl rematch. We will see what happens. I think Travis Kelce has to be involved in this game because, again, their running situation, it's okay. Their wide receiver situation, pass catching situation, it's a mess. Rashee Rice being out, then they have all these scraps they throw it to. I've got Kelce, number 2. Number 3 is Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is the 2nd ranked tight end of the year so far. In a matchup against the Rams give up the 2nd most amount of fantasy points to the opposing tight end. They rank 31 out of 32. They give up an average of 14.9 fantasy points per game in a time where tight ends really aren't doing much this year at all. I've got Brock Bowers, number 3. Number 4 is Trey McBride. This will all be dependent on if Kyler Murray decides to be Kyler Murray and throw the ball. He looked atrocious last week, but we've got Trey McBride in this game. Looking at Trey McBride, he's the number 4 tight end this year. Going up against the Chargers, they rank 20th out of 32. Give up an average of 11.8 fantasy points on DraftKings, 8.6 on FanDuel. So I've got him number 4. And number 5 is another Iowa boy, Sam Laporta at Minnesota. Going up against Minnesota. Laporta is the 16th ranked tight end, but Minnesota gives up an average of 13.3 fantasy points per game, and they rank 26 out of 32 on DraftKings, and they give up 10.3 on FanDuel, still ranked 26 out of 32 in their point system as well. So depending if you play them or you play your season long, these are all ways, start-sit options that you want to see. And if you want to see the rest of the tight ends, they are down below in the description. And finally, defense. Just depends on the defense and what you're looking at. But we've got the Bills number 1. We got the Bills number 1 versus Will Levis and Tennessee. Will Levis loves to throw interceptions. If we look at Will Levis here, against the opposing quarterback, Buffalo's ranked 14th. They give up 17 fantasy points per game. Will Levis is the 31st ranked quarterback this year. He has thrown 7 interceptions, which is the most amount of interceptions this year so far. He's looked bad. I've got them number 1. Number 2, I've got Cincinnati because Deshaun Watson is washed. Too bad the Browns didn't have like a quarterback like Baker or someone like that. Like they paid a lot of money for Deshaun Watson to do nothing. I love Cincinnati, number 2. Number 3, I got the Broncos going up against New Orleans because it's Spencer Rattler. Number 4, I've got Pittsburgh against the Jets because Aaron Rodgers has looked a little iffy. They do have Devontae Adams, and he is going to play. His hamstring is magically intact and ready to go after being out indefinitely for 3 weeks. So he's good to go. So this might change a little bit. But again, the Steelers' defense is really good. Against the quarterback, the Steelers' defense, they rank 5th overall, only giving up 13.9. Against the running back, Pittsburgh is ranked, let's see, 8th overall against the running back. They give up little against them. Against wide receiver, Pittsburgh is ranked 9th out of 32. So they're really good. Top 3rd of all. And then against the tight end, Pittsburgh is ranked, let's see. And this is all in the matchup tool. If you want to see it, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com under the NFL tab in the Bacon Station. Pittsburgh against the tight end, where are they? They are ranked 25th, but they only give up an average of 12.5 fantasy points per game against the tight end, which in this matchup here is Tyler Conklin. So, he's been involved, but I think they can do some good things here. And then number 5 overall for this week is the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants because Daniel Jones is still Daniel Jones, not looking the best. Philly against the quarterback, they are ranked 11th, only given 16.7. Philly against the running back, they are ranked, where are they ranked here? They are ranked 10th. They only give up an average of 19.8. Against the wide receiver, the secondary for Philly, actually pretty bad against the wide receiver, 26 out of 32. And against tight end, Philadelphia gives up. They're the 2nd best ranked team against the tight end. Only give up an average of 6.5 fantasy points per game. So there you go. Those are the rankings for quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense. If you want to check out everything that we just talked about, if you want to see all of the rankings in their entirety, down below, you can find all of them there. Thank you for checking this video out. If you want to be part of the contest to see if you can win a lifetime pass, scroll back to the beginning of this video, listen for the details, and have some fun with a free contest. So good luck this week, whether or not you're doing DFS, FanDuel, DraftKings, Yahoo, whether or not you're doing season-long PPR format. Good luck. Let's have a great weekend. Be on the lookout for all of our other content. Hit the bell notification if you have not. And let's bring home some bacon together, guys. Peace!